Okay everyone, this is a massive one today. Not only do we have a Carabao Cup Final yet again, the same as last year against Manchester United, which we lost, so we'll be out for revenge. I'm then going to cut the video and go forward like 3 weeks in FM terms, play a few games off camera and come back for what will be our Champions League quarter-final second leg, where, without spoiling it too much, we really need a win because we are losing after the first leg and our Champions League run might be over already. Hello everyone, Jake here, welcome back to the Leicester series. Very thankful you've joined us again for another episode. And yeah, like I say, it's going to be a very big one today. If I look different between two games, it's because there's been a little bit of time between each one, but hopefully I can simulate and get there quite quickly. Like I say, it's a Champions League round of 16 game. I think I said quarter-final, but it's round of 16, as well as a cup final against Manchester United. Doesn't get too much bigger than those two games. So before we get into all of it, if you could smash the like button if you do enjoy it would really help. As much support as possible would be fantastic as we keep trying to grow the channel and grow the series as a whole. So if we can try and get 100 likes, that'll be phenomenal. Subscribe if you haven't already. 40% of you guys are watching this series yet haven't subscribed. We're on episode 11 or 12, so hopefully you are enjoying it up to this point enough to hit the subscribe button. Free to do, and you can change your mind at any point. Drop a comment down below. I'll respond to anything and everything. But with that being said, I think we're all good. Let's get into our form and then we will play this Manchester United match. Now, I'm recording this on a Saturday. The last time I recorded a video for this series was on I want to say it was Tuesday, so it's been a long time. I can't exactly remember where we were. It might have been the Leeds and Norwich game. I'm fairly certain it was. That was the last time you saw us. So yeah, since then, we've just been winning, and it has meant that we are in 4th place in the league, which is a very good position to be in. I didn't think we would be here a few months or so ago. We're pretty clear of Man United, 9 points clear of 5th place. That is both Man U and Arsenal, so there's a bit of a gap with only 10 or so matches to play, and we're 3 points away from Chelsea, but they do have a game in hand. So nothing's going to be won in the Premier League this year. A top 4 spot would be nice. Hopefully we can secure 4th, maybe 3rd. A Carabao Cup win would be fantastic. And if we can just get in maybe to the next leg of the Champions League, that would be awesome. But we did lose the first match 3-1. I'll quickly show you the goals from that and then we'll get right in to the cup final because there's a lot to get into today, and I'm also pretty hungry and I want to get some lunch soon, so yeah, let's try and speed through this as quick as possible. But these were the goals from the first leg where we lost 3-1 to Inter. I'll have the game on a bit quicker here, but you can see Martinez scored early on to make it 1-0 in the 30th minute. Then Berardi equalised with a penalty. It was a fairly even game if I remember right, but we just weren't good enough in front of goal. Kingsley Coman then set up Dumfries to cross it in for Calhanoglu, and he headed it into the back of the net to make it 2-1. And then in the 80th, our life was made a lot harder by Ndidi losing a jumping battle with that player for Inter Milan. It was Lautaro Martinez again who put the ball away. Overall, you can see possession was in Inter's favour, which isn't normal for us, but we did have a higher XG rating. Only 3 shots on target though from our 14 was embarrassing, and hopefully we can be better today against Manchester United. So let's pick our match for that game, get right into it, and then we'll jump right in to that Champions League match. But I'm hoping for our first bit of silverware today to get revenge on Man U from last year, who beat us. They beat us in penalties, I think a bit unjustly. I don't think we should have gone to a penalty shootout, but it is what it is, and now we'll try and beat them today. This is a team I'm deciding to go for. Bayanda in goal, Justin Soyuncu, Antonio Silva and Tyrick Mitchell, with Ndidi, Soumare, Maddison, shoulder up, Calvert-Lewin and Iheanacho. And with that being said, we're ready to go for it. I think that team will hopefully be good enough to at least battle Man U, who are pretty close to us now in terms of quality. I'd still say their first 11 is much better than ours, but in terms of the way we play, and you can see just in the league alone how close we are in the league. We're above them this year, so I'm hoping we have got enough quality to beat them today. But let's get right into it. So if I just slow the game down a little bit here, and then we look at Man U's lineup. It's a 4-2-3-1, which we tend to be quite good against. They've got Varane and Tapsoba at the back, so they've invested in a new centre-back. Ilic is in the midfield, and then their front line isn't as scary as it could be, but we'll see how this one goes. And 15 minutes in, no highlights just yet. We look like we're having the majority of possession, which is great. Chances are pretty even. Man U with loads of shots, but nothing too dangerous. And now we have the first highlight in the 22nd minute with Tyrick Mitchell at the back. Again, a massive thank you guys for your support on this series so far. I always say it, but I really do mean it. It means a lot to me to see people still watching this series. Over 1,000+ viewers pretty much every single episode, and we're 10 plus episodes in. So thank you for that. We'll also have our first one-off rebuild coming to the channel soon, so that's awesome. We're in discussion with a few sponsors as well, which is great. So thank you, everyone. Do remember, if you want to get involved as a channel member and support the channel financially, not that I expect it, but if it's something you might be interested in, there are perks for doing so, and you can find all of that information by hitting the join button. There'll be a video that plays where I tell you all about the perks of becoming a channel member. So if that's something you're interested in, then I'd greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me, but of course I don't expect it from anyone. But let's go back to the match where we're looking very dominant and having a lot of chances. De Gea collects the ball in the 30th minute, and that didn't look like it was highlight worthy, but supposedly it was. But I am happy with this so far. Overall, I feel like we're the better team based on what we've seen so far. So I'm happy with this. And here's Ndidi, win the ball off Illich to Calvert-Lewin. We've got the high press, but we do lose the ball. We were in a good position there to do something, and Rashford will try and break away from Man U. Obviously, they have a lot of pace on counter-attacks. Bruno Fernandes is in, and he scores what seems to be against the run of play. I'm not saying we've completely dominated, but it was a quick counter from Man U, and Fernandes isn't going to miss in a one-on-one scenario like that, and we go 1-0 down in the Carabao Cup Final. You can see here, I feel like we should have tried to maybe take Rashford down early. Casemiro plays a ball through to Fernandes, who has far too much room to run into. Gotta say, number 99, Antonio Silva, dragged out of position there, should maybe have done better, and it looks like we'll be going into half-time at 1-0 down. It's pretty even though, I can't be too annoyed, I just feel like we need to be more clinical in front of goal. So I'm going to say we need to be better in the second half. We have got some good subs on the bench. I'm going to demand more as well, just to try and put the fear of God into the players, and we'll see if anything can happen. And if not, 65, 70 minutes in, we'll get some new players on. We have got some really good talent on the bench, so maybe they can help change the game. And I think I'm going to go for it now. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so what have we got? Calvert-Lewin and Iheanacho not playing too well together, so I'm thinking a Daka and Vardy combo just for some extra firepower up front. I'm also going to bring on Harvey Barnes and Domenico Berardi because those two wide players haven't been effective enough. I'm going to bring on Matteo Marai for James Justin. Now, he has not been very good since signing, but maybe this is where he can turn it around. Justin not having a great game, to be honest, so we'd like to see better. There is a highlight here for Man U. Our subs don't seem to have taken place yet, so hopefully it's just one of those where FM shows basically a glitch highlight where nothing's happening because you've made subs. Once the ball goes out of play, hopefully it will stop. It does look like it could be a strong Man U attack. It's Casemiro with a long shot over the bar, and now we'll get our subs on and see if we can affect the game at all. With 20 minutes on the clock, it's not been the most entertaining cup final, not like last year, but there's still life in this game. We're going to go very attacking to try and cause something. I'm going to adjust the tactics in a few seconds. Okay, right, it's time. Let's just start pushing people forward. Probably won't do anything for us, but I've got to try something. I'm going to drop these two like this. We've already got a 4-2-4 going. I'm going to bring Marai forward and Mitchell forward and just see what we can do. In possession, we're going to go really direct, just try and knock loads of balls forward and see what we can do. It probably won't do anything. Again, I've never said I'm a tactical genius, but maybe we can just cause one highlight to go our way. But chances are, playing like this, Man U will be able to cut us open, but we'll see. Decent tackle from Marai, but it does bounce back to Abner Vinicius, who I've never heard of. He cuts it back for Bruno Fernandes, deflects off of Soyuncu, and Bayern did as well to stop that going in. Oh, but it looks like it's going to be another Carabao Cup final loss to Manchester United. We're getting a reputation for not winning these cup finals. Another bit of silverware lets us go. I can't say I don't want to say I'm massively disappointed because I don't think we played terribly. I can't think of one Manchester United chance other than the goal, but then we didn't create enough ourselves. I don't know what to say. We had a chance to win a trophy here. It's unacceptable that we didn't, and the boys seem to agree. So clearly, we do see ourselves as a team that can deal with Manchester United in these big games. It's very annoying, it's heartbreaking. Another piece of silverware goes away without us winning it. Based on where we are in the Champions League, in the Premier League, it looks like it will be 2 seasons in a row with no trophies, which isn't the end of the world considering we are now a Champions League club. The only way I'll forgive any of these players is if they can get us over the line and get us some kind of result against Inter Milan. Okay, so it's pretty much game day for the Inter match. We've just had our youth intake come through, so this is what it looks like. I mean, it's not great, is it? I mean, this guy, a ginger Icelandic central midfielder who can play every position under the sun, he looks okay, but I don't think any of these are really going to blow us away. I mean, overall, not the best youth intake. In terms of what we did in the 2 matches that you missed. We beat Fulham 4-0, Calvert-Lewin, Vardy, Sotalo and Berardi scoring there. And then only a couple of days ago, our semi-rotation side played Liverpool, who were second. We were third at the time, away in the league, and we managed a 1-1 draw with Altay Bayındır getting a penalty save in the last few minutes. Chelsea have overtaken us, still have that game in hand. Man United closing the gap a little bit, but that away match at Anfield was always going to be a hard one. And now it is time to select our team for this Inter Milan match. Now I'm crossing my fingers we can just get off to a good start here, and maybe the fact that it's in the King Power will give us a little bit of an edge, but I don't even know what kind of team we've got available. Vardy is injured yet again and out for quite a while. Antonio Silva suspended. Vardy out again with an injury when his contract expiring isn't great, and I do wonder if he's going to try and retire at the end of the season. I will try and give him a new deal for 1 year, but if he asks for 3 years again, which he did before, I will say no to that. But our back line is going to be apparently Bayındır, Marai, Fez, Sotalo and Justin. Now, I would much prefer Soyuncu on the pitch over Fez. I prefer that back line. With Silva gone, that's what I'd go for. And then who else is available? Is Mitchell available? He's not fully fit. I guess this is what we'd go for. Justin will do a good job either way. And Didi and Dewsbury Hall, for me, that should be Soumare there. And then Berardi, yes, Maddison hasn't been in great form. Shoulder up, Calvert-Lewin and Iheanacho. You know what? I'm happy with it. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. Can we cause any problems for this Inter Milan team, who, at the time of when we played them last, were top of Serie A, and they have a very, very strong lineup. A lot of great players in their team, and if we get anything, it will be quite impressive. So let's go and just double check where they are in the league before we start. They're actually second in the league now, but only by 1 point. A big battle for the 2 Milan clubs at the top of the table. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I don't hold too much hope out for us, but you never know what might happen. An early goal could completely change this match. 5 at the back for Inter Milan. They're going to be hard to break down with a sitting defensive midfielder and 2 central midfielders. They've really came here just to shut up shop and hold on to that lead. Maybe that will mean we'll be okay defensively, but who knows? I mean, 23 minutes in, nothing happening at all. No chances created for us, but Marai does play the corner in. It's headed away, and I still have it on the fast speed when I was recording off camera, or playing the games off camera, should I say. And here we have Soumare. Plays the ball in, Calvert-Lewin gets his head to it, he scores, and that is 1-0, 26 minutes in. The only chance we've had at all so far. That puts us 1-0 up, it's now 3-2 on aggregate, and if I remember right, away goals do not mean anything. I was also thinking earlier, I'm pretty sure it's next season in the Football Manager world, where the Champions League format completely changed, at which point, I don't even know how it's meant to look, or how we're going to record the videos, or whether you still win it in a knockout competition. Let me know how it works if anyone does know. Does it still go to a knockout competition after that initial league table stage? I'm not really sure. We have a chance for another goal here, 30 minutes in. Berardi pulls it back for Matteo Marai. He's going to knock it backwards here. Plays the ball in. Calvert-Lewin again. He's winning a lot of aerial battles today. Maybe that's the way we can exploit Inter. I mean, their backline should still be pretty good in the air. Skriniar, Bastoni, and was it Acerbi, the other one? That's still a pretty tall physical backline, but seemingly Calvert-Lewin's got the beating of them today. 33 minutes in though, another highlight, and it might be one for us because we are on the ball with Justin building it out. Nice to see our 2 makeshift fullbacks are doing well. I say makeshift, Justin's on the side I wouldn't want him to be on, and Matteo Marai just hasn't been good in recent games, but they're both playing pretty well so far. Some nice match ratings, and Berardi plays a good long ball forward. The Italian against an Italian club. It's a brilliant finish from Kelechi Iheanacho. For his 20th goal of the season, he is on absolute fire scoring in front of goals. And 33 minutes in, it's 3-3 on aggregate. We're 2-0 up. We've got the momentum. We might actually get something out of this. I mean, it's a draw right now, and technically it will go to extra time, right? But we could actually win this. I'm still hesitant because I feel like Inter Milan will score, given the only opportunity that they'll get. But so far, we're outdoing our XG, even though possession's in Inter's favour. And I don't think the system they've came to play in has really done them any favours. It's kind of allowed us to be a little bit comfortable. We're 2-0 up, and that is a brilliant first half, and more than I could have asked for. So let's get straight into the second one. Maybe we can make it 3-0 and give ourselves the advantage here because we are forward. It's Iheanacho in the air. Skriniar wins it, but Soumare is going to pick that up. He finds Calvert-Lewin, who takes a shot. He was offside. He was definitely offside there, right? I mean, it's a great finish from him. I mean, I'd absolutely love it if we're 3-0 up, but I thought he just stepped offside. The linesman didn't put his flag up. Let's check the goal review. I think it might have been given. We might be actually winning against Inter Milan 3-0 within 46 minutes. Let's have a look. See, I think he's offside still there. Well, it has counted by the looks of it, which is brilliant. I hope it will show the lines in a second, but I want to see if that was on or off. He is onside, okay, yes, there's someone playing him on the back there. on the penalty spot, and that does put us 3-0 up. Not even 1 XG yet, but we're still sitting here on a 4-3 aggregate lead, and this will take us into the quarterfinals. Another goal might even seal the deal. It's Calvert-Lewin again. The two strikers today, Iheanacho and Calvert-Lewin, are ripping apart that Inter Milan defence. It's been a fantastic performance. We just need to keep this up. We've really kept Inter Milan at bay as well. They haven't really done too much in an attacking sense. And I think now, 70 minutes in, we'll start to make some changes. The first one will be shoulder up, coming off for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Soumaré having a brilliant game on an 8 average match rating, and Ndidi's doing fine. And I'm conscious of taking anyone else off, so now I'm just going to use one sub here or there to slow the game down a little bit. The first one's likely going to be Calvert-Lewin, who's quite tired despite scoring twice for Patson Daka, so let's do that now. Slow the game down a little bit again. We've still got 10 minutes to go. We've got the 1-0 advantage. We do play the ball in, and so far, no chances at all for Inter Milan. We've pressed them high. We've nearly won it back, but Inter Milan are going to try and break away. But it's a great tackle from the front player there, Patson Daka. And it might be Inter Milan going down to 10 men. Skriniar stepped up too high on our attacker there. He's been sent off, and that gives us a lot of hope now that we should be able to get over the line here. And what will be an amazing result. I did not think we'd get anywhere near this today. Let's just bring on James Maddison just to finish the game off. I've hit Tyrick Mitchell. I've just brought Tyrick Mitchell on an attacking midfield instead of James Maddison. If that costs us a game now, I'll be furious. Hopefully he can do a half-decent job here. As long as nothing goes down that side. I'll adjust it as soon as I can. Oh no, I swear, if I lose this game because of a misclick. It's Otalo. It's Tyrick Mitchell who's bursting forward. Go on, Tyrick. Acerbi manages to go back to Onana. Onana hits it forward. Soyuncu needs to win that. He does. He finds Matteo Marai. He hits it forward, long to Hudson-Odoi. He's got a man to beat in front of him, but it's a poor touch. He gives it away. Soumaré, though, has been fantastic this game. Finds Iheanacho. Again, I thought we were in there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be here. Justin, though, maybe this highlight will still go our way because Hudson-Odoi is in the box. He's got room to cross. He pulls it back. James Justin, Soumaré to cap off a perfect performance, and he has done. He has scored the goal to make it 4-0. He's going to be on like a 9 rating or something like that, if not higher. It's been an absolutely phenomenal performance from him in the middle of the park, and shows why we've been picking him recently over Dewsbury Hall, because he is phenomenal in that midfield and a real presence as well that's hard for other teams to cope with, both in an attacking sense and a defensive sense. 5-3 on aggregate, 4-0 at the King Power. There probably hasn't been, outside of winning the league, of course, there probably hasn't been too many days better than this at the King Power. We will be making it into the Champions League quarterfinals, a huge comeback here, and I don't know who we're going to be up against. I don't know if we'll get knocked out the next round or whether we might get an easy draw and somehow make it to the semis, but remember, the series will end when we win the Champions League. I'm not saying we will, but this performance is as good as it gets, really, in the UCL, so I'm delighted with this. Makes up for the fact that we lost that Carabao Cup match. Oof, Inter do go close there, but I think we're going to make it out alive. They're still piling on the pressure, trying to get one goal, but even if they do at this point, we should still be okay. Tyrick Mitchell, by the way, still playing as an inside forward on the left. I didn't decide to change that for some reason, but he's doing a job out there. He's forward again, and Onana's going to collect the ball there, and we're just waiting for that whistle to let the celebrations begin. Should be any time now, really. Soyuncu wins it onto Soumaré. Tyrick Mitchell wins the free kick, and that has got to be game over. Come on, ref, just blow your whistle. There we go, it's gone. We have done it. We have won 4-0 against Inter Milan at the King Power Stadium. Soumaré, Calvert-Lewin and Iheanacho putting them to the sword. It's a 9 rating for Soumaré and 8.7 for Calvert-Lewin. Our defence doing us very proud there. That was one of the best results, if not the best result, that we've had so far in this series. The draw hasn't taken place yet, but we can go and have a look who is left in the competition. So, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid are out, Bayern and Milan are through. I think we struggle against either of them. City and PSG are through. Juventus look like they're through against Dortmund. Real Madrid, you'd assume, will get through here as well. And then Real Betis look like they might be going through. And that is a draw that I would not mind at all. But we are in to the Champions League quarter-final. We get some money going into the club. And speaking of money, I haven't shown this too much, but our finances are really in the gutter. I had a look and basically the chairman's been playing off loans even though we don't have the money. I don't know how it's working. He gives me a transfer budget and stuff, so I can't complain. The overall finances aren't doing great here at Leicester. Every month we spend something like 20 million and 15 million of it will be repaying debt loans. I don't know what's going on, but either way, very, very happy with that. And you'll see us in the next episode, hopefully a little deeper in the Champions League, hopefully with an easy draw as well. And who knows just how far we'll go. But thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe for more, but most of all, have a great day and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.